Hello, viewer, and welcome back to Games with Dialogue. This is episode 88 of my RPG Maker series. I've been going back through and trying to make sure that everything works for a short playthrough of everything I've done so far. Shoring up dialogue, cutscenes, events. Only thing left, really, is to make sure that all of the math works. That's what we're going to do this episode. Maybe next one. Depends on how far we get. Anyways, let's dive in. First thing I want to do, I need to get this locked down. The class system is important to combat, to the gameplay. You're going to unlock 3 groups of classes before the end of this section of the gameplay. So I want to get them set up so that I can play through the game and get them working. What does that mean? The first 4 here are, well, the first 3 here. Warrior, Elementals, and Priest. And then Scout, I'm still kind of iffy on. But those are the classes the characters start with. Scout is base for Joan. Warrior is base for Gil. Elementalist is base for Solomon. And Priest is base for Elizabeth. I'm actually going to just change this around real quick. Hold on. What am I going to do about the others? I was thinking, I actually want to change this to like Ranger or something. Hunter. Ranger, I think. Ranger's better. Yeah. Everybody knows what a Ranger is. Or if you've played D&D, you know what a Ranger is. That also gives her some magic instead of just straight up attacks. Anyways, our first group is Battle, which Gilgamesh doesn't have to worry about, but the other 3 do. So I need something that makes sense for skill, knowledge, and faith to also be fighters. I was thinking for Solomon, it would be Battle, War Mage, Warzard I'm not happy about, Warzard. I think War Mage is fine. We'll just go with that. So War Mage gets better armor than the Elementalist does. Light armor is probably the best he's going to do. Magic armor, I've decided, won't be a thing in the game. It'll be light, general, and heavy. Only because I have a whole bunch of accessories and things like that, and I don't know how to differentiate. Don't know is probably the wrong word. Differentiating magic armor from the other 3 types of armor seems pointless. So I'm going to get rid of magic armor. We're going to cut that. And War Wizard is... Right, it's not in there. Good. It will go up to general armor. So basically the equivalent of what Joan is wearing as a ranger, which should give him better defenses. He also is going to have better equipment for weapons. So instead of just daggers, he also gets and canes. He gets swords, shields. I'm thinking I also want to give him whip, probably. Bow and spear don't really make sense to give him. Only because I want to develop a system here, if it's possible. I haven't looked into it just yet. Where there's a front row and a back row for the enemies, and the spear and the bow reach the back row. But if you're a spellcaster, there's really no point to that, right? You've got the ability to hit the back row with your spells. I might give him a bow just to round it out, just to cover all the bases, but yeah, you know what? Giving the player the option's fine. But really, seriously, I think a sword and a shield is a good way to buff up a war mage. They'll also have, instead of just straight up elemental attacks like the elementalist has, he'll have some self-preservation spells like shields and not heals, but ways to augment his defenses and his attacks. I want to make sure that he's different from the Arcane Knight, the knowledge version of Gilgamesh, who will have better armor, but weaker spells, weaker offensive spells. Most of the Arcane Knight's magic will be around augmenting his martial abilities, his melee attacks, his battle portion of who he is. I'm also going to cut that. The thing to remember is that the battle classes come online like around level 10. So they, instead of just starting with nothing, they should have skills already in place when the player gets them. Just so they're viable, really. Just so they're able to be useful to the player beyond and above the base classes. I'm also thinking for battle classes that there should be a bunch of passives to boost hit points and defense. Battle skill or battle faith for Gilgamesh. Again, I don't really like any of these, so I'm going to remove this skill, this class, from the list and put something else there. Now, Monk was probably going to be skill fighter for Joan. I was going to make her battle Joan. Just because, you know, it's combat, but it takes a supreme amount of skill to be a martial artist. I don't like Monk, though. Monk is more, to me, is more faith. Although even that, I mean, I'm thinking Dungeons and Dragons again. I want this to be its own thing. So I'm going to call this a martial artist until I can come up with something on my own that is uniquely mine. But yeah, this will be Battle Joan. All right. So yeah, I have to go through the skills and actually make the skills to put into the classes, as well as adjust the parameters. But right now, I just want to lock down all the different battle stuff. Actually, what I want to do is move some of these around so that I have Ranger up here with the top classes and so forth. I'm going to copy this, paste it here, and then clear this, and then copy and paste. The Paladin, of course, is going to be Faith Gilgamesh. I want him to have a martial option, so defenses for the team, healing for the team. I really want to bring to mind Cecil from Final Fantasy IV. I know they call him Cecil. That's ridiculous. They also call Titus, which is just ridiculous. And I'll die on that hill for pronunciation. I don't care. Anyways, Paladin, I want to bring to mind Cecil. That was a big influence on me as a kid. So I'm going to keep Gilgamesh for the faith role of Paladin, but that means he's got to come down here somewhere. Duelist, I was thinking I would make skill Gilgamesh. Just because it's still battle, but there's skill, but it's... Duelist, to me, brings to mind something like one-on-one fights, very very focused on things like rapiers and fencing and just being good with weapons that require more skill than just hacking away at your enemy with an axe. I could change it to Weapon Master. That has occurred to me, and I might change that, but we are going to get rid of Burglar. I want, for all the classes, for all the characters, I want to shy away from things that might be darker, like Dark Knight, or Burglar, or Thief, or Assassin, or Ninja. Which kind of limits my options, but I can always make things up. Bender, I really want to use Bender. I really do. But that's very close to Elementalist and Martial Artist, right? So maybe not this game, unfortunately. I am kind of attached to Elementalist, and I really want to use a Martial Artist. So maybe not this game. Let's see, where was I? Martial Artist, War Wizard, so I need something for Elizabeth, right? And here's where I'm stuck. Because I could do something like War Cleric, or Crusader, or Templar. I thought maybe something like Valkyrie, or Shield Maiden, but Elizabeth is a queen, so she should be, like, in charge, right? She should be... Any classes I give her, since it's uniquely hers and not shared with the other three, should invoke leadership, should invoke regality or regalness. So I'm kind of stuck on what battle Faith should be. Kind of stuck. I have Templar Crusader down here. I might just go with that and then rename it later. But I'm gonna go with Valkyrie, because then I can do things like Leap, which I loved in the Dragoon character classes. So yeah. Plus it how are Gee, I know there's a Y in there. Valkyrie. There we go. That's right. Okay. Yeah, I can do a lot with that. She can support the team. She can also deal damage. So that's fine. I need to replace her with Sage. Where am I going to put Sage? Alright, let me make another character class. Just a blank one down here. Sage. Copy. Paste. Delete. Or clear. Whatever. Copy. There we go. Paste. And clear. I don't think I cleared... Yeah. There we go. Alright, so there's some open space there. Alright. Next up is Knowledge. That will probably come in around level 20, I'm thinking. It really depends, because once you get through... Here, I'll back out real quick. Once you get through the Ancient Forest, you go back to the logging hamlet, grab the boat. Let me come to the world map here and come over here. Grab the boat over here that will take you up to the Pirate Cove, where you then walk through the tunnels out into the desert and head down to Naho, which sends you up to the Knowledge Shrine. So maybe late teens. Regardless of when, you're gonna be much stronger. So you'll have access to more magic skills at this point. More magic spells with the knowledge classes. So they're already gonna feel more powerful when you get them, even though the other three classes have also leveled up. So I need to come up with a bunch of skills. Yeah, I need to worry about that, but I'm going to worry about the classes first. That's the thing I want to lock in. So, we have Paladin should actually copy be down here. So I have a space open up here. All right, so knowledge. We have the Elementalist with Solomon, so he's not going to get one. But that leaves Arcane Knight. So I'll copy that and post it here. That leaves Joan and Elizabeth. So I was thinking for Joan, for Elizabeth, faith and knowledge. The problem is when we get to the faith classes, what is Solomon going to get? Knowledge and faith. I like Sage. I like that. The problem is I don't know which one of the two to give Sage. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I thought maybe Oracle. That could work. She'd be, with Knowledge Faith class, she'd be more support, but it would use... It gets fuzzy, right? Because both the Faith class and the Knowledge classes use magic. The difference between Priest and Elementalist is the focus of that magic. Priest is all about supporting the team, healing, defensive magic. Elementalist is all about hitting the enemy as hard as you could. So both Sage and Oracle would need to focus on different ways of both supporting the team and doing damage. You know, instead of Oracle, what about Seer? No, I like Oracle better. I do. I just like Oracle better. Plus, it calls to mind gods, right? Even like Greek gods. It calls to mind Greek gods better than Seer does. So, what I'll do is have... Let's copy this and move it out of the way. There we go. Let's have Oracle be Knowledge Faith for Elizabeth. So that's fine, but I do still need a Knowledge class for Joan. So what I was thinking, well, I had Bender, obviously. What I was thinking, skill plus knowledge. Again, I have a problem because Solomon needs knowledge plus skill for his class. And that's where I was thinking alchemist, because that's knowledge plus my version, my interpretation of skill for this game. So, skill Solomon. So that leaves Joan. Poor Joan. It occurs to me that knowledge plus skill doesn't necessarily have to be magic. I mean, every one of the knowledge classes will use magic. But maybe I could call her something like tactician or smarty pants plus skills, right? Like a scientist or mathematician or something. I like tactician. Originally, I was going to use tactician for battle and skill for Joan. But battle plus skill, I think, works better for martial artist. The only other way that works around for me is if Gilgamesh takes up skill. But I already have duelist or weapon master for him. So I like tactician. Well, I'll go with tactician. Copy, paste, and there we go. So we have the 3 knowledge skill classes. Well, I got to swap that around. Right. Alchemist comes out, and Oracle will go in. So copy, paste, delete, or clear, and copy, paste, and clear. Okay. All right. Next up is skills. Obviously, I have to adjust these all as I go through it. It's just, right now, I'm just trying to get things locked down. I think I've said that already. Yes, I have. Okay, good. Inquisitor Battle Liz. I'm going to change that. I think instead, well, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but it is next on the list, right? Instead, I think I'm going to make this skill plus faith for Joan. So this will be Faith Joan. Again, a martial-focused class, but all of her spells are going to be focused on dealing damage, where the others have healing or buffing of the party. But that's going to need to come down here further, I think. Copy, paste, and clear. Okay, so I have Knowledge Elizabeth, Knowledge Joan, Knowledge Gilgamesh. Oops. That's got to go. Battle Elizabeth. Okay, good. All right. All right. So, we have skill Solomon. I need skill... Where was that? Oh, duelist, right there. Right. Okay, I found it. I found it. It's okay. Copy. Paste. Clear. All right. So skill Gilgamesh, skill Solomon. I need skill Elizabeth. Again, what am I going to do? Because I need faith and I need skill. I have skill plus faith. I need faith plus skill. I was thinking shaman could work. Then I'd have more of an earth focus, more of a nature character in this case. I think that would work. It's kind of stretching the bonds a little, but shamans are like... Well, according to RPGs that I've played, shamans are like spirit worshippers of the land and like ancestor worship and things like that. Just racking my brain for other things that skill plus faith could be. Again, I come back to Crusader or Templar, but those are so close to Paladin, I don't want to do it. We have Faith Gilgamesh. We have Faith... Where are you? Right there. We have Faith Joan. Copy. Paste. And then we need... I need Sage. So... There we go. And that will be Faith Solomon. And there we go. All right. So, apply. Good. So these four, Avatar, Icon, Majesty, and Paragon, or Olympian, are all classes I was thinking of having each character at the end pick up a class that is basically just a combination of all four of the other classes. Something like an ultimate secret class. I'm going to keep them on there just for that, but I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to do that. If you've been following my development, you know that there is a Crystal of Desire, a fifth crystal that could give the characters a class, and maybe that's where I'll put them in. But it's definitely a secret thing. It's definitely a end game thing, and I haven't given it much thought beyond just including it in the game at all. So for the moment, those classes are just maybe. Anyways, that's good. That's fine. So I need to figure out parameters right now. I can do gear. That's not a big deal. I can worry about that later. I need to do parameters. So let's look at the base classes here, right? We want all the battles classes to have higher hit points, basic attack, good defense, and then pretty weak magic attack and magic defense, I'm thinking. As well as a bunch of passives for hit points and defense and things like that. They should also all be able to wear good armor and use good gear. So I need to adjust that. The martial artist should have general armor as well as light armor. So I need to add that in. There we go. Dual wield, lock equipment, shield. Right. So they're able to dual wield things like claws and daggers, but not wear shields. War Wizard, I think I just did that, right? Valkyrie, right. This is a base thing because I just added her in. So, heavy armor. Okay. Shields, we'll do small shields and large shields. Okay. Well, there we are. Good. Okay. Oh, I got to go back to martial artist to make sure she can't wear shields, but she can wear bracers. Okay, good. What about you? I need to add bracers in. Right. I forgot I made that a equipment class after I made the character. Okay. So, another thing about all the battle classes is that their attack output is pretty average. The skill classes should have higher damage output with their default attack just through crits and gear. Whereas the battle classes, all their damage should be consistent, but not topping out the skill classes. With that in mind, of course the martial artist is going to outperform the war mage in default attacks. But the Valkyrie, I want to give her stuff that can reach the back row. So the bow and the spear, as well as the sword, of course, and probably the whip too. Yeah, the dagger, everybody can use the dagger. The only person who probably can't use the dagger, forget I said that. Everybody can use the dagger. I think I'll also give her the axe, but not the cane and not the claw. Okay. Sure. All right. Good. War mage, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so hit points. We want to replicate the growth here. Level 1, value 300. I can't remember how I have him grow, actually. But that's fine. We'll generate curve. You know what? Let me cancel that, come back to the warrior, and see what I did here. Oh, yeah, I can just click on the... Good. Whew. I can just click on the thing and find out. So at level 1, it's 300, and at level 99, it's 5,350. Okay. So I want the same thing to go here. 99, 5,003. Yes. Good. Awesome. We want it to be just a little above, maybe between fast and normal. Yeah, so it will rise rapidly and then kind of slow down as you get up there. Good. Okay. Great. I wish I could just copy paste everybody there. Warrior. If anybody was gonna grow in hit points faster than the warrior, it would be the paladin, probably. So he should be way up here on the top, I think. Actually, I think the base classes for each of the characters should represent the best in a stat that all the others spin off of. So having him be the highest growth on hit points actually makes sense to me. Okay. All right. So not quite as fast, but definitely faster. Definitely faster than the War Wizard, I'm thinking. So there we go. Level 1, 450. No. Let's do 300 to you. And then at level 99, maybe I'll have it a little less. Just a little. Let's do 150. How about that? Okay. And his growth with hit points, I'll put in the middle of the two of them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll put in the middle of the two of them. Sure. And then the Valkyrie, we'll do 300 still. Okay. And then level 99, we'll do... Yeah, let's do 300. Actually, you know what? I think 350 is fine. I'll change the martial artist to be a little less. So I'll put her there. All right, and then we'll bring down the martial artist a little bit, just a little, like 50 extra points. No, you know what? I'll make that 220. 220. Sure. It won't matter in the end, right? In the end, it's not going to matter in the end. They're going to have so many hit points. I don't even know if anybody's going to keep playing this these battle classes at late game. You're going to have faith by late game, and that's all healing and support and defense. And your default attack is probably going to fall off in favor of using your skills. You're going to have so much MP that it's probably not going to be worth it just to do a default attack. Anyways, let's go back up to Warrior and look at attack here. So at level 1, I have a value of 5, so he hits fairly well. And at level 99, 210. Okay. This is what I'm balancing everything else around. Gear and monsters. Skill is going to have a higher value, but only slightly higher. The growth will be better, I think. The growth will be faster for attack. For the warrior, for the battle classes, it's just a straight growth. Just normal, I think. So that's fine. 210 and 5. Okay. Martial artist will probably be the same way. Yeah, I want it to just be a straight growth, but let's see here. We're going to bring her up to 210. I'm thinking, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, her starting's a little higher, but again, remember, they're coming in at like level 10, so if I can find that on here, actually, yeah. Value of 36 compared to the warrior class at that same level. 26. Yeah, see? So the martial artist will just be straight up better at that. Again, he'll need to come down a little. But I think that's fine. I think that's fine. We'll do 200. And his growth will be a little less. Just a little less. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. I actually need to check this again because I forgot. Right. Okay. Valkyrie will be the same as the warrior, I think. It works out that way fine. 99. We'll do 2. We'll do 210. Okay. And normal and great. All right. So what's next? What's next? Defense. Again, just a straight curve, I think. We'll do value 5 and at 99, 150. I need to get that up. Most of that is going to be taken up with defensive gear. And that's really something I struggled with balancing. You either have gear mean very little in stat changes like defense, in which case why even have 3 different types of armor, or you have the defense value mean very little and your gear swings it wildly around. Heavy armor, if it's too defensive, will make enemy attacks inconsequential. Light armor, if you make it too weak, will be inconsequential for defense. So having a base defense for everybody and then having the armor change things drastically feels better. Because then I can also balance enemy attacks around what I expect the weakest member of the team to have in defense and the strongest member of the team to have in defense with their armor. Plus, under this system, getting an upgrade, a next tier of armor makes you much stronger against the enemies you're fighting. If the player is running through the pyramid, for example, and they have only the gear they can get from Naho, and they are taking what I expect, the amount of damage from the enemies in here, struggling a little bit, but doing well, as expected, and then you find a piece of gear that upgrades your defense by 5 or 10 points. Suddenly you're taking a drastically less amount of damage from enemies. And that feels really good. Eventually it'll fall off like all armor does, but it feels really good when your wizard is taking 20 damage a pop from an enemy, finds an upgrade, and is suddenly taking 10. Right? Right. So I'm balancing all the defensive stats around armor, which means everybody has the same curve. I just need to remember what that is. 99, 150, and it's just a normal growth, okay? So I need to adjust these guys to be 5 and 150. And normal growth, and good. I wish I could... Can I just copy? No. Can I just copy paste defense on everybody, or do I actually have to go in and adjust it? Oh, look at this XP curve. I've got to change it so that it's the same as everybody else. 10, 0, 27, 30. Let's see. 10. Again, I wish I could just copy paste this. 10, 0. Oh, wait, that's this. 0, 27, 30. Oh, 30. Okay. That's just to make sure that everybody grows at the same rate. And 5, 150. Right. I got to do that for every single character, for every single class. So we'll put that aside so it's not the entire episode. Let's worry about magic defense. So the warrior's pretty bad about that. And the battle classes are all susceptible to magic defense. That's where gear comes in. That's where the accessories really come in. Probably as the battle classes, you're going to take a lot of magic defense, and that's just for balancing reasons, really. If you can survive a bunch of physical attacks from enemies and dish out consistent damage, you've got to have a weakness. You've got to have a reason to want to switch to one of the other classes. And being more susceptible to magic damage is one of them. Also being slower, but we'll get to that in a second. So, most of the classes are going to follow this progression. Let's see, 99. It is a slower growth, as you can see, but it does get up slightly below the regular defense. 130. I think the only one who's going to be different here is the War Wizard, and he'll be slightly better. I'm thinking, let's see here. A change of 3 points is really powerful. But what I can do, instead of giving him a higher value, a much, much higher value, they'll still have a higher value. Instead of giving him a much higher value, I think maybe 137, just slightly below, is give him a better growth. So where the warrior is like way down here, I'll give him... no, I'll give him this one. This pip. Yeah, so his curve is better. He gets magic defense better. It's still bad, but he's definitely the best defended of the four. Let me see here. Do I want the martial artist growth to be quite so bad? Yeah, I think she and the Valkyrie will emulate the warrior. All right, maybe not quite so bad. Maybe I'll give her a 3 and leave her at 133. No, you know what? I want the Valkyrie to have the better magic defense, so we'll do that. And then the growth is just bad as well. Yeah, just it's terrible. But that's okay. I mean, they come in at a higher level. So we'll do 5. No, we'll do 3. Whoop. We'll do 3. And then 132, I think. It's below the War Wizard, but above the fighter, above the warrior. And then we'll have that slow growth also. So the cap is higher, but the progression is about the same as the warrior. All right. It's never going to be great. That's the point. All right. Agility. Again, I'm thinking it'll just be a slow growth because they're not going to be quick on their feet. And actually, I think I want to bring 195 down. What though? 40 points down to 150 is just harsh. And I want them to be faster than the knowledge and the faith classes. I'll bring it down to 190. Yeah. I'll bring it down to 190 with a normal growth rate. Okay. Sure. The Ranger is going to have the highest one with 280. Okay. Yeah, so skill classes all focus on agility, not so much the battle classes. Martial artist though, I do want them to be better at this. She is a skill-based character after all. So what about I bring it up to 200? Sure. If 190 is the warrior, 200 on this one. So, well, let me compare that. At level 10 or 11, whatever. 25 versus 23. Yeah, okay. It's not a huge difference, but 2 points, as I've found, can be quite significant. You unfortunately are going to suffer, though. We'll bring that down to 5, and we'll bring this down to 1. Oof, it'll probably be 190. Yeah, just like Gilgamesh. And Valkyrie, again, probably just tear you down, unfortunately. 190. Oh, wait. Gotta generate that curve. Gotta generate that curve. Alright, next thing. Max MP. That's going to be important because the War Wizard needs more. The Valkyrie's going to need some. So let's see here. What did I give you? 14 and 800. See, the thing with the MP is I have to balance all the skill usage around that. This stat is going to be a little more difficult because I want to pace the players through dungeons. That's why I don't have random encounters. That means I need to figure out how much MP they're going to have at any particular dungeon and what skills are going to cost so I can figure out how far they can get before they tap out. Before they dry up. Before they're unable to use their spells and their skills. The first step, of course, should be... Well, of course. I say of course. Everybody's different. The first step I'm going to use is giving max MP to the player, to the classes. That way I can figure out how much skills should cost. And then figure out how much I think they're going to use each battle. That's all. That's what the playthrough's for, though. How many skills am I using in each dungeon? Then I need to determine how much skills should cost. But the first step is what amount of mana each person has. So 800 for the warrior is... I'm saying 800 for the warrior is low. That's basically what I'm saying. And they start with 14. I'm going to raise that to 15, but the curve is going to be very slow. Very slow. Okay, 15 and 800. Okay. Martial artist, level 1, 15. Okay, same. 820 for the martial artist. Good. The growth. It looks like Yeah, it looks like it's already set. Awesome. Okay. I made a mistake there. I clicked on the wrong thing and just messed up the values. So I had to fix it, but it wasn't really important. So I just cut around it. Anyways, moving on. The War Wizard. Well, if I start at 15 and I end at 820, but I have a slightly better growth curve. I'm still, yeah, as a War Wizard, he should have more, I think. So where is he going to end up? What if we give him 1,000? That, I think, same growth. Right, okay. So where does that leave me at level 11? 80. No, I think that's too weak. I think that's too little for him to start with. So let's try something else. What if I give him 25 to start with? Generate that curve. Okay, so what happens at level 11? 89. 9 extra points. That's not great. Let's do... I want to give him... 95, maybe? At least closer to 100. So let's pump this up. It's going to be ridiculous. I mean, as a War Wizard, his whole shtick is casting magic. Survivability goes up, but... you know what? I'm going to have the growth... Yeah, it's still going to be slow. It's still going to be slow, but at least now he's not... At least now he's not helpless. Yeah, 96. That's good. Okay. And then the Valkyrie. Oh. We'll start at 15. We'll end at 8. Well, maybe not. Better spellcasting than the martial artist and the warrior. Why don't we do something closer to like 950 and see where that leads us? The growth curve is going to be worse than the war mage, but better than the warrior. Okay, and that puts us at 60. Well, I'm not happy with 60. Why don't I pump this up to 20? And end this at like 980. Sure, okay. And then have the growth be slightly better. Let's see. 66. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. Sure. Good. All right. Apply just in case something happens. There we go. So, all right. Okay. This has to be fixed. I know that now that I'm changing things up a bit, agility needs to be better. So does max MP, but I'll worry about that later. I'm just trying to work this out right now. So what's left? Magic attack, obviously. The War Wizard needs to be better. Wait. Go back here. 2. What about a level 99? 130. Well, really, the Warrior's not focused much on magic attack. He's got a bunch of physical attack skills and things like that. So this is almost a... what's the word? When it's vestigial. This is almost a vestigial ability at this point. Let's see. So I can't really use this to compare with the War Wizard. The better option for the War Wizard is to compare their attack to their magic attack. 200. Okay. So let me compare the attack of something like let me compare the attack of something like the Elementalist. 6 and then 200. Okay. So what if I did 6? What if I did 165? And then the growth rate, have it be better. I'll put it there. Sure. Good. All right. Then you know his growth on it starts out good and then will peter off a little bit. But his magic attack is his focus. So yeah, okay. All right, good. So Valkyrie shouldn't be nearly as bad as Warrior, but maybe the martial artist should. 2 and 1. I'm going to put 140 just to change things a little bit. Very slow though. Yeah, okay. And then the Valkyrie, I'm going to put 10. But I'm going to give her a higher value. Something closer to 200, I think. What was the War Wizard? Jeez. I just gave it to him. It was something like 160. I'll bring her up to 165. And then the growth will be slow as well. There we go. All right. I just want to check real quick. What did I give him? 165. You know what? I'm going to pump it up. I'm going to pump it up to 175. There. So he's better than the Valkyrie in that regard. But just better. Just slightly. Plus the growth is all different. So he'll achieve his greatness earlier, and she'll take longer to get there. All right. Good. All right. So what's next? All the skills I still have to go through, of course. Luck. I'm going to leave that alone. until I have everything worked out. Just because I think I want luck to be pretty similar for all the classes except the skill classes. I think luck for the skill classes should be higher. They're the ones who are going to be the status ailment monsters. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. Let's move on to Arcane Knight here. Did I take out magic armor? I did. Let's see here. Magic, general armor, heavy armor, large shield. Okay, so I need small shield and bracers. Okay. Now bracers, you'd be like, why not just use a large shield? Bracers are going to be, since most of the spellcasting classes can only wear bracers, are going to have things like extra MP and extra magic defense on them. So forgoing with the Arcane Knight, forgoing the shield for bracers might benefit his magical attacks better. Cane, spear, sword. I don't have axe. He's got to have an axe. Okay. And yeah. What am I missing here? Claws. Whips. Now I don't worry about that. General armor, light armor. I could give him light armor. The thing with light armor is that why would you wear it, right? Why would he bother wearing it? But it does also give benefits to the spellcasting classes. So we'll do that. Let's see. General, heavy, light. Okay, good. I didn't duplicate it. All right. So magic attack is going to be better. Not quite as good as Elementalist, but still better. I need to look at the max there. 200. I'm going to pump this up. To differentiate it from the War Wizard, I'm going to pump it up. I mean, he is a spellcasting class. He should be magnificent with this compared to the others. Also, probably the fastest growth of everybody. Yeah. Okay. So, Arcane Knight should start good. Should start high. But then hit a peak somewhere. I'm thinking 150-ish. I kind of want to back off of that now. But I'm going to go 150-ish. And just a normal curve. Straight up. There we go. The same with his attack, really. It'll just be better than... It'll just be better than his spell casting. But not by much. What did I do with the warrior for the top? 210. Okay, so we'll leave it under 210. But I'm not happy with where it's at now. So let's say 200. Right. I want the player to use buffing spells, things that increase his attack power, and magic to augment his attacks. So the warrior will still be his own thing with physical attacks, but the Arcane Knight also augments his attacks with magic. So actually, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, make it a little bit weaker in the physical attacks, and bring magic up a little bit higher. Yeah, 150 is just too weak. Actually, bringing it up to 200 is too strong. 195, yeah, I want to keep it below the Elementalist, but it's still very good. Defense will be the same as everybody else's. Of course, I went through that whole thing. Magic defense will be closer to defense, though, I think. So let's bring that up to 150. Generate that curve. There we go. Yeah, magic defense and defense being closer together means that the magical defensive gear, or the gear that adds magical defense, has more of an impact for the Arcane Knight. Hit points should probably just be a copy of the warrior. I'm thinking 5, 3, 50, and that growth curve is fast. So 5350, and we do a fast growth. Yeah, that's fine. Just as fast. Okay. Let's see what else. Agility, make him slow like the warrior. I forget what I did there. 5 and 190. Okay. So 5 and 190. And just a normal curve. There we go. All right. Oracle. I'd like to get into the Oracle, but it looks like I'm running out of time. So I'm going to change this out for light armor. Give her bracers. Let's see here. Yeah, this is knowledge, so she's not going to be heavily armored or high magical attack, physical attacks. I am going to give her the cane, though. And gear. Light armor, bracers, all these accessories I have to go through and give to the character classes, but that's good. Daggers and canes. So basically what she's got with the priest. Plus the bow, which I'll leave out. Actually, no, I think I'll... No, it's a knowledge class. It's a knowledge class, so the focus is on magic, not on gear. But I do need special skills. Right, there we go. Okay. All right. And tactician. But I basically used up all the time I had just explaining everything I was doing. But that's okay. That's okay. I have something to work on. I can adjust all of these curves, which is, I'm sure, is riveting to watch me go through. And I forgot to do this again also, didn't I? Oi. 0, 27. Yeah, see, I mean, I've got a lot of math, just a lot of things to fiddle with and add in. But the big meat is going to be the skills, right? That's something I'm going to have to work on and fill out and adjust. But I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Until next episode, stay safe, and God bless you.